Hello and welcome to Never a Truer Word, where we look at the words that people choose to use to see if they're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and look to give you much more confidence in understanding what people all around you are saying to you. And in this one, we're going to look at the words of Kate Middleton to give her full title. Is it Catherine, Princess of Wales? I don't know. I don't really keep up with those things. But if you want to comment with her full official title and how we should refer to her in the comments, please feel free, but she's going to be Kate or Kate Middleton here. And we're going to look at her apology for messing, photoshopping, editing a family picture. And is the truth in that apology? In a nutshell, on Mother's Day, Kate and William, her husband, released a picture of Kate with the children. And very quickly, it became obvious that this picture had been edited, photoshopped, and on Monday following Mother's Day, Kate issued an apology. It's taken the world by storm. Loads of headlines there, and you can see a couple of the headlines say that Kate apologizes for editing the Mother's Day photo, and I want you to remember that because this is how disinformation spreads. So here's the tweet, the apology tweet. It says, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. C for Catherine. So what's going on there? Well, watch out for this. In general, we as people, we don't like lying because it comes at a high cost. Lying is hard work. It's very, very hard to lie. It's also very stressful. There's a lot of brain work involved in lying. And if you get caught lying, it damages your reputation, it damages relationships, and it can even damage our freedom or cost us a lot of money. In severe cases, that's the cost of lying. So in general, we don't like lying, but we'll go to great lengths to avoid lying, even if that means missing out a lot of the truth or wording things strangely so we can go, yeah, I told the truth, I didn't lie. It's not my fault that you took that meaning from it. You got the wrong end of the stick. When you get that, comment, let me know, or press the like button so this gets to more people. Share with I was going to say share with anyone who's interested in the Kate Middleton story, but so many people are interested in this story. And if you want more content like this, the subscribe or the follow button means that you will get content looking at the words that people say and trying to understand them a bit better every time a new episode comes. And for the new people, and there are always new people watching or listening to this content, we only look at the words that someone says on this channel. So theories, evidence, what your auntie's uncle's best friend told you the maid of honor at the palace said, none of that comes into this here. Only going to look at the words. So we've got the quote there that was in the tweet. First things first, who wrote it? Well, either Kate wrote this or someone else did. But if that someone else did write this on her behalf, they have the authority to write as if from Kate, because you can see here that that person has been able to write, I wanted to express my apologies. I hope everyone had a happy Mother's Day, and signed it by Kate. So either Kate wrote this or someone wrote this with the authority to speak for Kate. Let's look at it word by word. It starts off, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. So the very first thing we say is the most important thing that we say, or the priority in our heads. We lead with what we want to get out first and biggest. And in this case, it's like many amateur photographers. So it's not, I'm sorry, it's not an apology. It's the reason, it's an explanation. And this one, like many amateur photographers, is a persuasive tactic known as social proof. You'll know this if you see adverts and it's like the fastest growing diet in America. And the idea is, oh, lots of people are doing this, so I should look into it. It's not some loony thing that only a couple of people are doing. Lots of people are doing this. Amazon and Temu, they do this very well. If you go on their websites, 300 people have bought this in the last hour. This is selling out fast. You need to move now. It makes you think that lots of other people are doing this, so there's safety. It's a normal thing to do. Lots of other people are doing this. And that's what this is, like many amateur photographers. So what it's doing is kind of saying, hey, I'm not alone. This is a really normal thing that many amateur photographers do. You'll notice Kate doesn't say that she's an amateur photographer. She just says, like many amateur photographers. But that's the very first thing. It's a reason, it's an explanation as to what happens. There is ownership there. I do. So if this is coming from Kate, I do comes from Kate. So there is some ownership there. But then it gets really weak. She only occasionally does this. I do occasionally experiment with editing. Why has that word been added in? Why not just say I experiment with editing? Like many amateur photographers, I edit my photos or touch them up afterwards. But no, only occasionally does this happen. And you'll notice that she says, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. She's not actually specifically saying that she edited the picture that caused all the fuss. Why is that? Why not? Like many amateur photographers, I occasionally experiment with editing, such as the picture we released on Mother's Day. She doesn't say that at all. She doesn't admit to editing the picture that caused all the issues. Why is that? Is it to create distance from this controversy? Or is it because there's a chance that saying that would be a lie, that someone else edited the picture? And therefore, for her to come out and say, I edited the picture, and then if it comes out later that someone else did it, Kate's lied to us. And that comes at a huge cost of reputation. So is that why? Did she not edit the picture? That would be my guess. But she does not say anywhere here that she specifically doesn't say she edited the picture. More distance. I occasionally experiment with editing. Experiment is so distant. It's sometimes, occasionally. I experiment with editing. It's playing it down. It's occasional. It's experimenting. It's not, I edit pictures to make them look better. The tweet continues, I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. So we start off with, I wanted. So I wanted to express my apologies. So that's in the past. It's not in the present. It's not as she is writing right now. I want to express my apologies. It's distant again. It's in the past. Once upon a time, I wanted to express my apologies. And that whole phrase, I wanted to express my apologies. Now, saying sorry, apologizing is actually really easy. You say, I'm sorry for, say what you're sorry for. I apologize for, saying what you're apologizing for. I'm sorry for editing the picture. I'm apologize for editing this picture. But no, that's not what she's doing here. She wants to express my apologies, or I wanted to express my apologies. She isn't even saying I am expressing my apologies. It's just a want to do it. It's very distant once more. And look, what is the apology that she wants to express? She's not expressing them. She wants to express them. What is it for? Well, it's not an apology for editing the photograph, as some of those headlines said. She's not apologizing at all for editing the photograph. She's apologizing for any confusion. Not editing the picture. Okay, not editing the picture. She's apologizing for any confusion. And you'll see as well, it's weak. It's any confusion, not the confusion. There was a lot of confusion. There was a lot of what is going on here. So there was confusion. There wasn't any confusion, but she's apologizing for any confusion. So once again, this is weak and this is different. And then look at the confusion. What caused the confusion? You might think the editing caused the confusion. The actions of Kate editing the picture, or whoever edited the picture, caused the confusion. But look what she says. My apologies for any confusion the family photographed caused. So there's not a person at the center of this. It's the photograph that caused the confusion. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph caused. So once more, this is really distant from sorry for editing the picture. It's worded very, very strangely and in so many clauses and qualified. Really distant. I'm sorry for any confusion the family photograph caused. And what else do we have? Who's doing the apologies? Well, it seems to be Kate. I wanted to express my apologies. Who shared the photo? It's the family photograph we shared yesterday. So there's joint ownership of the sharing of the picture. So I don't know who we is. Is it her and William, her husband, or is it her family because the kids were part of the picture and it was all about Mother's Day? Or is it the royal family? Is it the royal we, if you like? Is it the royal family that is we? I don't know. But it's really interesting that Kate here is taking the rap. I wanted to express my apologies. It's not we wanted to express our apologies. It's I, Kate, wanted to express my, Kate's, apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. So she's taking a bit of a rap for the actions of more than one person, not just herself. Kate finishes by saying, I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. That's the last thing she says. Very much like the first thing is usually our priority. It's the most important thing that we want to get out there. And that was this. Everyone else does it. I'm not a bad person. Lots of people do this. This is a nice message. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. So the last thing you read after this really distant and weirdly worded kind of apology is, I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. Aren't I nice? So in conclusion, on that apology, number one, it does not explicitly state that she edited the photograph. And I think that's really important. The truth has a habit of coming out, whether it's next week, whether it's next year, whether it's next decade. We will find out who edited that photograph. And I'd put money on it that it's not Kate that edited that photograph, but she's taken the rap for it. Real big efforts to minimize what happened with words like occasionally and I experiment with editing and any confusion and that the photograph caused. And she does not take responsibility. She may apologize, but she doesn't take responsibility. And again, maybe that's because she has none. Maybe she didn't share the picture. Maybe she didn't edit the picture, but she's not taking, in her words, she's not taking responsibility. And I think that really could be because she has none. If you've learned anything from this, number one, in general, we as people, we hate lying. We'll do anything to avoid lying if we possibly can, but that doesn't mean that we won't use words to deceive you. If you want to get more like this, then press the subscribe button or the follow button and new episodes will magically appear on your device as and when they are released. Please share with anyone that would be interested in the Kate Middleton story. If you do happen to know anyone that is, your comments as well on what is there, always widely appreciated. And please, Kate's full title, someone put that in the comments. And the like button goes a long way to get this to more and more people. And if you want more, go to neveratruerword.com. There you can sign up for the newsletter, and newsletter subscribers already knew what was in this video because it's been discussed previously in the newsletter. You can find out how to connect on social media as well. Always pleased to hear from you there. There are more podcasts, there are more videos, and if you want to take a deeper dive, some books as well that you can buy to understand and get more confidence in what the world is saying all around you. And we will see you for another episode soon on Never a Truer Word.